Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Dishing Out Flavor. Today I'm going to be making a cheddar broccoli soup. So let me go ahead and get started. I already have the pan here. I'm going to add in my water. To my water, I'm going to just add my herbs in, which will just be some garlic and onion and other spices. Don't worry, everything will be put in the description or comment section below. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Now for soups, I like to use dry herbs, and I put that in the water first so that the water can rehydrate the dry herbs and really bring out their flavor. And of course, if I ever use a herb that you don't like, please omit it. Definitely if you're allergic to it. Or if you just don't like the taste of it, you really don't have to use it. Okay, so here I have some steamed broccoli from another meal. I'm going to be incorporating this into my cheddar soup. So let me measure out what I need and I'll be right back. Okay, so with the cauliflower, I put that in my blender and I made it really creamy. So this is going to help thicken my soup. And it's a way to add more vegetables other than the broccoli. So also for the ones out there who really don't care for cauliflower, but you know, you're dealing with it, but you've run out of ways to use it. So this is a way to do that. Okay, to this, I'm going to go ahead and put my heavy cream in. Perfect. I'm going to add that. I'm going to decrease my temperature from medium to low because I don't want any of the cream to start separating. Okay, and now for that, I'm going to add 4 slices of Colby Jack cheese. Just break those up and let them melt. Just 2. 3. 1 more. Okay, I'll be back when I'm ready to add the other cheese. Okay, I hope you guys can see how yummy that's looking. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my shredded cheese in. want to do everything on the low temperature at this point, because we don't want the cheese to start separating and you end up with a lot of oil on top of your soup because the temperature was too high. Now, for some people, this soup may be too light. And if so, you can add more cheese in it if you like. Or you can use some type of powdered cheese mixture. But I'm not too fond of that flavor because then it makes the soup taste like artificial. I prefer a more natural tasting soup. Okay, let me go ahead and get the broccoli. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's go on and add in our broccoli. Okay, well that is pretty much it, friends. I'm gonna let this simmer for a little bit and let the broccoli get heated because it was pretty much frozen going into here, but I don't want it to cook too much where it become mushy. So I'm gonna let this cook on the heat for about an additional 3 minutes with the lid on. Then I'll turn the heat completely off and just let the residual heat up the broccoli, and I'll be back with a final plating. Okay, so I'm gonna add in 2 more spices. So I have a combination of black pepper and red pepper. Pepper have some awesome beneficial properties, and it just goes very well with broccoli and cheese. But like I said earlier, if that's not your thing, then you don't have to put it in the soup. But I would suggest that you try it. Put it on the side and kind of like sprinkle a little bit on your spoon just before eating it and see how you like it. And then you'll know next time you make the soup, you can actually add it while it's cooking. I think I've thrown in all the last minute things that I want to. I know I said I'll come back with the final plating, but then I'm like, ooh, let me put a little bit of this. Ooh, let me put a little bit of that. So, you know, This is my first time making a cheddar broccoli soup, but I know how I love my soups and I know how I want them to taste. I hope you guys will enjoy this as well when you decide to make it. But like I said, it has to meet those three factors that I love about cooking. It has to smell good enough to tempt you to want to eat it. You know, then when after it tempts you through smell to make you want to eat it, but the very first thing is presentation. It has to look good, because if it doesn't look good, you're like, I don't know if I want to try that. So the first thing, it definitely have to be appealing to the eyes. That way it make you want to give it more thought as to, you know, should I try it? And then if that smell hits you, okay, so it's met the first two, it looks great, it smells great, and then that third one is when you taste it. And then if it blows your mind, or it's like that wow factor for you, then you know, hey, you've made something awesome. So like I said, it has to look good, smell good, taste good. All right, guys, now everything is done cooking. I'll be back with the final plating. Okay, guys, let me go ahead and get situated here. All right, everyone, let's give this a taste. But before that, let me give you a wonderful close-up. That is good. See, it's not like that. I mean, it's liquid enough, but it's still thick enough, not really runny. I don't like my cheese soups to be extremely runny. Watery is the proper term for it. So I like it to have a bit of thickness, and that's what the cauliflower bring to this soup. Normally, I would have blended potato back in the day when I would make my soups, and I would add it to the broth. But, you know, potato is not a thing for low carb. Well, it is and it isn't, depending on what your carb intake is, what your macros are. So some of you may still be incorporating a little bit potato now and then. I don't know how this would blend with sweet potato though, because I know some people for low carb, they do sweet potato. But this is very, very good. And although I put the red pepper flakes in here, there's no heat from it. It's just another spice and flavoring because of the properties that pepper has. So you see it, but you don't really taste the heat. Now, if you want to taste the heat, then I would say go ahead and add about like maybe 3 grams to it. But I would say you probably still won't taste much of the heat, but then again, who knows, depending on what type of chili peppers you're using. Because since cheese and milk is in here, and those things are known, my apologies, to help cool down the tongue from spices. So I would say if you want to get that little hint of spice, on toward the end, then go ahead and add like 3 grams of red pepper flakes. And I'll probably sprinkle a little more in this serving here to finish it off. But other than that, it's really flavorful. I like how the broccoli is. It's not overcooked, so it still has a little crispness to it when you chew it, which is perfect. I'm not really fond of mushy broccoli, depending on what dish is in. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have today. Thank you for joining me. But I will say this. If you do want to kick up the flavor a little bit more, you could add some bacon in this. And I might do that as well. So you can go ahead and play around with that if you want to, adding in other things. Make it your own, So some bacon would go really good in there, So do what you want with it. Enjoy it. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you, and God bless. Oh, you know what? I've been trying to think of a way to greet you all. And I was like, since I'm dishing out flavor, and I'm all about flavor, I was like, so when I address you guys, I may start calling you all my flavor finders, because we're finding all types of flavor. We're discovering new things about the herbs that we're using into our food, because oftentimes we add spices to our meals, but we don't know how beneficial they are, and how they'll help improve our bodies. So I'll start giving you guys more information about the herbs and the properties and benefits that they have. And you guys let me know what you think of that, as far as like me giving you more tips of why it's beneficial for this particular herb and how it helps bring out the flavor in the dish, as well as about being called flavor finders, So again, thank you, and God bless.